Unemployment is steadily rising. We got the hotel industry shut down because you don't know who's sick. We got restaurants doing commercials asking us to at least do takeout. Like you want to take out Olive Garden, you know it's gonna be bad by the time you get back to the house. Then we got the travel industry saying, you know, you can kind of travel, but not too much. But if you don't mind doing a little bit, who wants to go on your cruise and catch the Rona? Nobody. And as a result of that, a lot of Americans finding themselves financially strapped for cash. Believe me, if I didn't work in the healthcare industry, I'd feel the burn too. We doing okay right now. Actually, it's the exact opposite. We've been asked to work more, which is weird. I would love to be at home with my wife and kids. They're just chilling. They stay at home all day. It's been like 3 weeks now. They want us to come to work for some reason. Like, come on. I decided to make my post today geared towards financial preparedness with the pandemic of coronavirus ravishing our country as well as the planet. A lot of people just don't have savings. It's hard to do in this day and age, especially in a capitalistic society, but the lower classes especially are taking a hit because that's who works in these industries, in the travel industry. People who work on cruises, they don't make any money. They don't make nothing. They go on a cruise ship for weeks and months on end, and they come back with just above minimum wage. You missing your family all that time, and you thinking just to help an old couple play shuffleboard that these people from Jamaica and Trinidad and the Philippines getting paid all this money. They don't make a lot at all. So in that regard, I want to basically put out a couple ways that can kind of help create some type of savings right now until the stimulus checks come in, because I know a lot of us are waiting on those, even though I don't get one. But don't get me started. Go to my older post if you want to see my viewpoint on just not getting a break from Uncle Sam. I can't get stimulated. You stimulating 99 million Americans, but I can't get stimulated. Okay, I digress. Let me move on. Statistically, about 2 in 5 Americans have a little bit more than $1,000 in their bank for savings. So you know what that means. If this thing lasts another week, we're pretty much all screwed. The housing industry is gonna go. I know people with rental properties who still weren't saving any money from the rental property income, which is hard to believe, but it happened. I mean, me myself, we have a little bit of savings, and I do mean a little, but our kids are at home now. They can't go to daycare. They're starting to eat all of it up. My daughter, she's only 3 now, but she eats more fruit than a freaking giraffe at the zoo. Apples, oranges, tangerines, bananas. They eat about, between her and my wife, they probably eat 50 bananas a week. I'm not even gonna lie, 50. It's like we need to buy them out of bushel. It's crazy, but you know what? You got to do what you do for your family. If you listen, I'm going to put in a couple nuggets, things that are actually feasible, ways that you can create income right now to prepare for emergencies. And it's not going to be anything outlandish. It's not going to be anything that is unobtainable. These are going to be perfect ways that you probably knew about and didn't do, or just didn't know about and should be, that you can create a good, decent amount of income very quickly. Good day, everyone. Here's the savings. In this post, I wanted to touch a little bit on creating some quick savings, something that you can do within a matter of weeks as opposed to months or years. Savings are very essential, and we all need them, but we all need them now more than ever. So it's 2 ways I think I want to mainly touch on in this video to kind of create some quick income, and I'm breaking them down basically between 2 ways that you can create an emergency fund, and that is, number 1, spend less, and number 2, earn more really quickly. And you might be asking yourself, well, why would I need an emergency fund? We already went to Sam's Club. I got 2 bags of charcoal. I got some pork chops, a barbecue grill. I'm good to go. But what about everything else? What about bullets for in case they try to storm your house? What about shovels or a tractor if you want to build a moat around your house? What about bunkers. We forgot about bunkers. There's a whole society of people digging bunkers right now. We missing out on that by not having an emergency fund. That's what that's for. Those people, they have an emergency fund. That's why they got bunkers right now, and we still living above ground. What's wrong with us? The first thing you can do, if you haven't already done so, is to file your taxes. I preface it by saying if you expect to get a tax return. As we all know that the official filing date has been pushed back to July, but if you're expecting to get a tax return, go ahead and file your taxes. There's no delay in the disbursement of tax returns. So if you go ahead and file, you usually will get your tax return in a matter of weeks. So what that means is as soon as you do that, and with the average tax return being around $3,300, that'll be an instant influx in cash going right to your bank account, and you can use that for everything you want to use it for. Cheetos, fruit, whatever else you want to. Face mask. Everybody's buying a custom face mask right now for some reason, but you'll have that extra money. So that's the number one thing. File your tax return if you're expecting to get money back. If you're not, if you may end up paying, then you can hold off honestly. If you want to, remember, keep in mind, if you wait till July to file and you owe money, you only have half the year to pay that money back before penalties set in. Then you got to file again for the 2020. So that's a little bit to keep in the back of your head before you actually try to wait until July. And while I'm on the subject, I want to touch on one thing. One rule of thumb in this tough time that I want people to know, my brother's done it before. Please do not do a title loan. Do not do a payday loan. Do not do, what else do they have? Do not do a Quicken loan. Any type of loan that is high interest, short-term loan that they know you can't pay back, those are the worst things to get involved in. That's not going to fix your money issues. That's actually going to take you the other way and hinder you more than it will help you. So don't do any short-term high interest loans through these places, because you're just going to end up hurting yourself in the long run. The next thing you can do, which doesn't take much effort at all, it might take a little bit of courtesy, a little bit of calmness, and a little bit of time, but you can contact your billing entities and ask them for extensions, ask them for delayed payments. You can contact your electricity. They're not going to cut your power off mainly at a time like this. You can petition heavily if they try to. There are laws that prohibit them from doing so. So you can be protected. So you don't necessarily have to pay your power bill right now. Keep in mind, they come and for that when they get this whole pandemic thing under wraps. So just make sure they're aware of that. But go ahead, call your electric company, call your power company, call your gas, ask them if you can maybe pay on your interest only, or ask them if they can completely forego your bill for a month or so entirely, and that'll create some quick savings that you can use towards feeding your family. The current relationships that we have with mortgage companies aren't like they used to be. My father knows everybody who works with his mortgage company by name. They know him by first and last name. They build a rapport, but it's a small company. A lot of us go through like these online web-based, use Open Door, we use our web-based mortgage companies, and we don't talk to anybody, so that relationship's not there. But you can still contact them. They have customer service just like everyone else has customer service, and ask them if they can delay the payment. You can just pay on the interest and just double up next month, or whenever you can make the payment, understanding that you got to pay this stuff back. So keep that in mind. And I wanted to say, if you are involved in paying an exponentially high car payment, take that crap back, bro. If you can't afford your car payment, if you are past, I go by the Susie Orman theory. If you finance that car past 3 years, you probably can't afford it. Take it back. Take it back to the store, because right now especially, you can't be worried about paying a $500, $600, $700, $800 car note when the car, you're not even gonna want that car in 2 years. So that's one quick way. You set up some type of agreement with your financing institution, who might buy it back depending on how good a deal you got on the car and what's the current value of the car. If it's worth more than what you owe, they'll get it back from you and they'll sell it for the profit. If not, then you sell it yourself and just take the profit, pay off the title, give it to the new owner, or let them finance it, and then they do it through the finance company that way. But if you have an expensive car, take that crap back. It's not going to be worth it. You're not going to look back in 3 months saying, yeah, man, you know, we lost the house, kids went hungry, but man, this new Infinity is banging. So now let's quickly tackle student loans. Student loans are quickly becoming our second or third highest bill in our household, especially for millennials and Generation Z, everyone else who basically has gone to college for almost no reason. Student loans can be an expensive bill. If you have public student loans, you have a little bit of wiggle room. They allow us, if you log on to whoever your financier is for your student loans, they should have an icon that can file for pandemic hardship. Honestly, if you go to your student loan site, mine is myfedloan.com, and they have an icon that says, okay, click this button. You want to have your loans deferred for a matter of months, and they'll state your reason for you. They'll say COVID-19 and they defer your loans for like 6 months. So definitely exercise that option. If you have private loans, I also have private loans. They sent me an email the second day the coronavirus was in the United States, the second day, and said, look, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. We want our money. Like they said, we want ours. Don't, you know, I understand that what everybody else said, but lo and behold, rest assured, we gonna get ours. So if you're having financial problems, whatever, work it out. We want money. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, I wanted to make this pretty quick. I'm gonna shoot for less than 10 minutes. These are quick ways to earn your income, as I previously stated. And one is, of course, the one that everyone's been talking about. You just wait on your stimulus check. You know, wait on Donald Trump to send us our $1,000 or whatever it is. I'm not getting it. Why am I not getting it? Why is my family not getting it? We're going hungry like everybody else. But look, I'm not touching it again. You won't hear it again from me, but I'm just saying, we like thousands of dollars too. But okay, but anyway, you can wait on that $1,000. I'm gonna put up a link. It's a website that has a calculator where you can calculate how much you get to a T. Ours was 0 anyway. But yeah, you can sit around, you can wait on the $1,000 stimulus, and that can be your emergency fund. A lot of people say invest it into certain stocks, but if you eating ramen out of requirement, buying some stock in Delta is not going to make you the money you need to sacrifice for your family right now. So definitely, when the stimulus packages start rolling out, the stimulus payments, whatever, go ahead and get yours. Bank that for emergency fund and use it to the best of your abilities. This is going to create the best situation for your family. So that's pretty much all I have right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. I love comments. I need comments because I'm trying to steadily grow this channel. I'm trying to speak more clearly. I'm trying to get better with not having my hands all willy-nilly over the place, and I'm trying to say a lot less. So please comment, please like, please subscribe. Thank you for the 5 or 6 people who have watched this, and for the other 10 that may watch it a year from now, hello, here's the life. It's the name of the channel. I am Roderick. If you have any questions about how it's going at this hospital, feel free to ask. I will answer everything within reason. Of course, I can't give out a lot of personal information regarding the hospital stay, but I like to answer questions. I like us to form communities. So here's the life. Take it easy.